Hey, this burns me, man.
You can hear when the boy popped his lips, man.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for being here. Man, that was a funny moment right there, lost in translation. I mean, come on.
Hilarious.
Man, I appreciate everyone being here tonight. Listen, this is a Thursday show. Normally, Dr. Nkumbe and Coach K would be here. They're off tonight. So tonight we want to take advantage of this and follow up on the Parentage by Estoppel conversation that we had on Flippin Tables on Tuesday. This is a continuation. Thank you guys for being here tonight. This is a special show. So we want to take this time slot, right? And do something with it that's productive and have the conversation. Now, I have my sidekick with me. Now, we have the queen in the building tonight. Y'all already know who the queen of the Black Men Unfiltered Network is. So I can't wait till she come up here. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. It's all up in my mind just to hear what she's going to say tonight. But we're going to break down. You guys saw a little version of the clip that we watched on Tuesday that was provided by Dawson Translation. He brought this to my attention. I said, man, let's have a show on it. And we did that. But tonight, we're really going to have an intimate show tonight. And maybe later we'll invite some people, maybe later on. But tonight, it's just going to be me, my co-host, Lost in Translation here, and along with the queen of BMU, who, if you don't know, put that in the chat. If you know who the queen of the BMU network is, put it in the chat. Okay? All right. So, Lost in Translation, man, how are you tonight, man? How are you feeling, my guy?
You know, I'm well. I took the day off, man, so I can get prepared for this evening. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew. That's right. I followed instructions. I didn't watch. I wanted this to be a whole surprise, so I wanted to see what you had cooked up in the bag.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait for you to see it, Doc. And then we got some people in the chat. We got so far. We got Lady Navoa. We have Randy. Thank you, Randy, for being here. Hello, sweetheart. How are you tonight? All right. We got let's see here, Catelia. I don't want to say it wrong. Thank you for being here tonight, sweetheart. We appreciate you as well. We have Black David here earlier, so thank him for coming in and wanting to work the back, but he has something to do, so he's off tonight as well. And I appreciate you. Just come in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tonight is a special show, so you saw that, you know, you got to be a member to comment in the comment section tonight. So go ahead and join the network and do that so you can be a part of the comments that's going on here tonight. All right. So I want to bring up my sister from another mister. Guys, when I tell you this woman is amazing, if you have not subscribed to this woman's channel, I just don't understand why you have not done so.
What you waiting on?
That's what I'm saying. It's getting to the point, it almost pisses me off, Lost in Translation. It pisses me off. They have no idea
what they're missing out on, man.
They don't understand. Every morning, this woman is killing the game. And you ain't over there listening. You just out your damn mind. But anyway, we're going to bring her up. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage now. And I want her to, first of all, Lost in Translation, I want to ask, how are you doing? How was your day? Because we got to get the queen in here. How was your day?
I'm fine. I'm ready to get to the queen. I'm ready.
I know that's right. Let's sacrifice that time. Queen, Take Heed is in the building. Take Heed, when you come up, I just want you to tell everybody how you doing. Tell them how they can reach you. Tell them how they can subscribe. Tell them how they can buy from your store. Tell them how they can look as beautiful as you, how they can be a queen like you, how they can be a wife like you, a mother like you. Come in the door hot tonight, Take Heed. Let's go.
Thank you for that wonderful intro. I appreciate y'all. My name is Take Heed to the Message. You can follow me on YouTube. I do a show just about every morning around 9:30. Me and my husband, we have our own family business called ubmraxfashion.com. Been in business for over 3 years. We're legit. We pay taxes in Jersey. And that's just about it. Thank you for inviting me. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. You are a sister. We can't come on now. So take heed. Thank you so much for being here tonight. You are just amazing. And I just want you to know that. Okay. All right. So let's get her back up here. All right. So man, listen, lost in translation. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell the people what catch the people up on where we're about to go, right? Grab them by the hand and take them on a journey on where we were on Tuesday until where we are going tonight.
Well, I was actually perusing the TikTok streets the other day, and I just so happened to have something that catch my eye. I saw in the corner this lady who was talking about this thing called Parentage by Estoppel. And I couldn't help but notice I saw some guys that I knew. I saw Dennis Sperling
Mm.
and I saw O'Shea Do Jackson. I was like, wait a minute. I said, normal, I catch these brother stuff, but they slipped this one in on me. So they were talking about, how guys can be made the father without even having a relationship, with the woman. But say, for instance, if you took a liking to the child or whatever, and you showed them, different things throughout life or whatever, you can buy them shoes or whatever, and all of a sudden somebody could sign a piece of paper saying that you're the father, and the next thing you know, you're on the hook for child support. So I had to do a little bit more digging and a little bit more research, and I was like, this thing is real in California. So it really goes against the whole thing about, building the community back up because, like I said earlier, 70% of our families come from broken homes. So if guys are trying to, start a family with somebody, this is something new that they're going to have to look out for. It's none of those situations where you just sign the birth certificate and you in. No, 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 no. They found another way how to get into the pockets. All you have to do is find somebody else to say that you were acting as a guardian or acting as a father, legally or non-legally, that you'll be responsible for the well-being and the care of this child, whether you put in it or not. So I thought that was interesting. So that was the whole gist of the conversation on Tuesday. And I felt like that it needed to be delved into a little bit deeper because, there's so much that we left, so much meat that we left on the bone. It was like, Black man, we got to continue this conversation, man, because this is one of those things where guys like to say, hey, I don't want to raise somebody else's kid. This just adds another log to the fire. So it puts sisters in a bad position because they feel like nobody's want to help them or whatever. But this does women no favors at all. All it does, it teaches men, which are logical to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to wash my hands with it. So it kind of puts the community in a bad situation. So that's the reason why I brought this up, because it's a double-edged sword. It's damned if you do and damned if you don't. So that's about it.
My Lord, my Lord. So thank you so much for that, taking us on that journey, my brother, because it's very much needed that we
Right.
have this conversation. And so let me bring everybody back up. Let's see here. All right. There's a lot going on, take heed. And before we get into the video, I just want to hear your thoughts on where do you think the world is going when these kind of laws are being passed? Right? Give us the take heed version of what is the world going to look like in 10 years where men who are dating women are financially responsible for a child that is not theirs only because they bought the child a hamburger or a toy or took them to Six Flags. Talk to me, take heed.
It's so sad because a lot of women will think that this law benefits them. A lot of women will think this law benefits them. Sir, I had put on my Facebook, right, a description of this law. I took it from your page, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the brothers got on my page and was like, sis, this is a good law. And I asked him, I said, do you understand what the law means? He was like, yeah. He was like, well, it won't be my problem. She could pick somebody else. And that broke my heart. I was like, wow, this is a brother that's saying this. But then you got to realize that everybody who look like us ain't us. You understand? This doesn't make sense. This law is horrible. It doesn't make sense. How can you make this man liable? He was nowhere near the room. Like I didn't get a chance to ride, and I'm liable. I didn't enjoy it and I'm liable. You know what I'm saying? All because I wanted to be nice to your son or your daughter. And now you take me and you write some letter with your girlfriend saying that, the children called me daddy, or I bought the child something. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to make it hard on a lot of single mothers who are looking for a good man. First of all, we already have the problem, and I was a single mother. We already have the problem of men looking at you two-sided already. So this gonna make it even worse. Now you already know you have done what you've done, and it was a mistake for you to go out there acting fast ass, okay, like I did. And then for someone to even want to be bothered with you after the fact. So now you got this, and this brother is going to be nervous to even rock with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it won't happen, but he's going to think, like, wait a minute, I might be liable. I might be this, I might be that. So it breaks my heart because we all know the laws work against our men, because women, we are the biggest in voter registry. You know what I'm saying? This is why they make all these crazy laws, because we're the ones that power these people to do this foolishness, because they know the hammer about to drop. Can you imagine how long welfare has been in existence? They are about to drop the hammer on that thing, and they trying to make sure they'll be able to cover these mothers. And that's probably what the mothers were saying, like, how, if you drop this, what's gonna help us? And then now, if the fathers don't pay child support, this is what it is. So now if the fathers are deadbeats and they running around here doing nonsense, so let me just get Stephen and Mike in here to do something, and Stephen and Mike only bought the child a hamburger or a Happy Meal or something like that. So now you want to make some kind man who was kind to your child liable. It don't make sense, but that's how it's gonna happen. That's how it's gonna happen. My brothers, now you have to understand hashtag passport bros. You have to understand that now. You have to understand that now. Stop that hateration. You have to understand that now. Or either you decide to go with a woman who doesn't have any children. That's what you're gonna have to do. And the baby mamas, I'm sorry, you're gonna be left to the wayside. That's just my take on it.
All right. Well, um, from I guess Lost in Translation gave us insight. He took us on a journey. Take Heed brought us in with her version of what it looks like from a woman's perspective. For me to try to give a little insight here, I think that this is going to be horrible. I think it's going to be horrible. I see Anissa is in the chat. Anissa, if you want to come up, I'll send you the link. But it says, Anissa says, I read somewhere, it also depends on the length of time the man has been involved. It's supposed to benefit the kids so they can keep those men around the kids. But I do think it's going to be horrible. I think what's going to happen is it's going to look like single mothers have poison on them. And the single men or anybody has any worth or any value, they're not going to want to deal with them. They're not going to want to even take a chance of being with a woman who says, no, we've been dating for 6 months and now you decide this relationship is not for you. Watch this. Basically, they're putting a loaded gun. They already have so many guns they can use against black men already. And they're giving them the biggest gun of all now. If the real daddy don't take care of the baby, we'll get the daddy who's dating you to take care. We'll get the man who's dating you to take care of the baby. This is horrible. This is bad.
And in some cases, the man don't even have to be dating a woman. He could just be helping out with the kid,
Exactly. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and go through the video. And once we're done with the video, we could discuss it, and then we could bring a few people up if y'all got time for that. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the video up here. I already got it ready. Let's see here. All right.
Based clearly on legality.
Just a second. We're going to break this down. So we'll pause, play and pause, until we break this down, because we have to. All right. So here we go. We're going to start at the beginning. Anybody on the panel that wants me to stop it at any time, please let me know it before I do stop it. If you want me to stop it, I will. But let's listen to it. This is O'Shea Jackson. Shout out to him and all his great work and how many people he's helped in this YouTube community. My God, he's put so many people up, including Kevin Samuels and Anton Daniels, all type of people, man. He's just put them on the right road. So I'm just so proud to know that when you get big, you help other people get big. And that's how it's supposed to be. The rising tide raises our ships. So thank you, O'Shea Jackson, Dennis Sperling, for everything that you do in your community. And what you're doing right now in this video is amazing, because we need to know this. Some people didn't even know what this was. And so I thank you for putting this out into the atmosphere. All right, let's start the video. Here we go.
Your argument is based clearly on legality, right? Or purely on legality. What do you mean by when you say that?
Well, let me say this, O'Shea. I'm not here to tell people what to do. Like I said, I give young men advice. They can use advice if they want to. This is not just for young men, it's older men. Again, I don't practice family law, but there have been some developments in the family law area of law. You know, think about it. And it's only recent, relatively speaking. In 2015, the Supreme Court addressed the same-sex marriage arguments in the Oberville Hodges case. And basically what that case was about two women who were married, and one of them wanted rights to, actually it was about two women who were trying to get a divorce or trying to get married, and it was forcing the different states to recognize those marriages. Of course, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage, and that's how we got that ruling. Now, as a result of that, there's been some changes in case law. You know, there's a case out of Michigan, and it's called Stankovich v. Milleron. And this case came down out of the appellate court of Michigan in November of 2015, shortly after the Supreme Court case. And basically what they said was that this is another case where two women wanted to have custody over a child, one the biological mother, one the non-biological parent. But because she had spent so much time with the child, they said, well, she took on a parental role, and because of that, she's entitled to custody. Now, what had already been on the books was the fact that they can make a person, at that time, they used the tank language, a biological father, pay child support, even if it was against his will. And so now I'm sitting here contemplating, like, wow, that's a horrible situation to be in. And here's something else, and I'd like to share this with you, O'Shea. I'm going to bring this up on the screen here if I can. This is a post that I saw on the internet a while, maybe last week. If you don't think women are thinking about this, let's read this post. Can you make a male babysitter pay child support? I'm a single mom going to college with my sister. We currently rent an apartment together. A couple of weeks ago, I asked my neighbor, a trustworthy guy, if he could watch the kids for 2 hours. Well, I went to class and my sister wasn't home, and he agreed. If he babysits and doesn't accept pay, can I sue him for child support because he took on a fatherly role? I'm sure I can convince the court that he accepted the fatherly role. So basically what I'm saying is, if you're not careful, you could get caught up in a situation where you could have a judge, a woman, sue you. Yes. And so the answer, her first question, can you sue him? Yes, you can sue.
All right. I want to stop right there. I see Take Heed shaking her head like in disgrace. I see Lost in Translation just pondering. I don't know who to go to first. But take heed to the message, ladies first. When you saw that, I saw your face, sweetheart. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow. You know, it amazes me how our mind works. It amazes me how a woman mind works. Mm. We can make up some stuff in our mind. You know, we got a little city in our mind. We can make up stuff in our mind that will even make the devil say, damn, that's too much. Because how do you, someone that's your neighbor, say, I'll help you with these kids? You don't have to pay me. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pay me. I'll help you with these kids while you're going to school. And then for you to come to social media and ask, could I make this man pay child support because he watched my kids for free? Can you imagine? He took on the fatherly role. He helped you. Nobody say thank you anymore. He helped you. You know what I'm saying? This is the same thing how they do on those Maury shows, you know, when he ain't the daddy. He done 5 years, he ain't the daddy. They find out he ain't the daddy. So what they do, they get on him right away. They don't say nothing to her. They just get on him and start saying, oh, you know, you've been raising a baby. You've been taking care of the baby. The baby only know you. Nobody even care about his feelings. Like this heifer done lied to him 5 years. Nobody don't care about that part though. It's so sad. I don't even know what to say. I'm done. I'm finished.
My brother, lost in translation so far in, man. What you got from me?
You know what? I find it amazing that people can take something that is so innocent and thoughtful and turn it into something for their own advantage. I've never seen anything like it before, man. And you know what the killing part about it is that whenever people do stuff like that, there's always going to be somebody else who's going to be smarter, who's going to flip it. You know what I'm saying? The other day I was watching this video about this lady who was complaining about Planet Fitness allowing men into the women's, you know, locker rooms or whatever. And she was saying that there was a 12-year-old girl in the corner, you know, cowering up because this man was in the ladies' washroom. He was saying he was LGBT and he had a right to be in there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And see, here's the thing. It's those type of things that when it gets started, it sounds like it's a good idea until somebody says, you know what? I'm going to take it and flip it.
Yeah.
And in situations like this, I could imagine how somebody else could take something like this and flip it. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. Guys could turn around and say, hey, look, I'm not a healthcare provider. I'm not allowed to keep kids. You're on your own. You see what I'm saying? And now she's got to find somebody else to keep her kids. And then all of a sudden, men are looked at as the bad guys. No, that's not his responsibility. But since you put this in the atmosphere, not only does it give other women ideas, you know what I'm saying? It creates them an opportunity to say, hey, look, if I can get away with this, what else can I get away with? And then at the end of the day, somebody's going to take it and flip it. And then women are going to be upset because somebody took what they planned for evil and switch it around, and they're not going to like that. And that's the main reason why you have to take a look at stuff like this and say, hey, you know, why are we putting something in place that's going to actually put the child at a disadvantage rather than an advantage? If anything, you should be paying these guys an incentive to step in where nobody else stepped in, but nobody want to do that. You know, you don't want to pay for what you do and what you receive no more. It's just like, who can give me something for free? And I'm still going to take advantage of you and take from you where I didn't even deserve to get it in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those catch-22 things, man, where, you know, they set out a law to help kids, but all it does is just alienate them. Think about it, man. If you're a child and you growing up and it's just you and your mom, and all of a sudden, you know, the kid asks, well, where's my dad? And then no man comes around, that creates a narrative in that child's mind that men are no good. You see what I'm saying? And there could be a situation where that child probably needs help from the police or something like that. And most guys, policemen, are men. And now they don't trust the police. You see what I'm saying? Because they haven't had any actions, you know, with these men. You see what I'm saying? Firefighters or something like that. So in essence, it actually puts the child in danger. You see what I'm saying? Because they learn not to trust men. And they're telling what it does psychologically to boys. You see what I'm saying? Coming up and saying, hey, you know, I really don't want to be a man no more. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody treats men with respect, you know? So it psychologically damages a child's perspective on the relationships between men and women. And what happens is over time it degrades and nobody sees the benefits of being married anymore because they have no idea how it operates because they haven't seen it. And as the generations pass, it's just only going to get worse.
Man. Yeah, it's getting bad. It's gonna for this woman to sue this man only because he babysat this child. Imagine what the men are thinking when they're watching this. I'm telling you, single moms, y'all are in trouble. And some of you single moms may not even deserve it. Some of you single moms may have lost someone. Your husband may have died, right? You may have lost, you may have gone through the process of not intentionally having having a child without a father, right? But the old saying is one bad apple spoils a bunch. Well, it's a whole bunch of them. I think the bunch is the most toxic thing now. So it's gonna be bad for single moms. I'm praying for you. I feel this wave coming of young men. We got sons out here who's 16, 2 years away from 18, right? 3 years away from 19, maybe want to get married. When these things take effect, what are our sons going to do? Take heed. What is your son going to do? What's my son going to do? Anybody out watching? What are our children going to do when you're trying to be nice to the mom and you do something nice for the kid and you decide to break up and you're held financially responsible for the child? And like last night, I looked it up a little bit, lost in translation. They were talking about double dipping. I don't know who brought that up on Tuesday.
I brought it up on Tuesday. They could double dip.
They can double
they
dip.
could be getting
the
money
real
from
father can be on child support,
right.
And the stepfather can also be on child support. So they're double dipping. This is whoever come up with these laws. Anyway,
basically, it boils down to a backdoor bachelor tax.
Yep,
that's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. You're charging, men, to not be married. What I'm saying? If you're not going to be married to this woman, well, guess what? You still gonna have to pay for this child. But my thing is this: let's take this thing a step further. Say, for instance, there is no child, and all of a sudden you break up with a man, and a woman charges you for spousal support, even though you weren't married. You can see how this thing can get out of hand.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? See, nobody's thinking about stuff like that. Even if a child is not involved, a woman want to get paid for her time.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So this thing could go all kind of crazy ways, man, once you think about it.
My God. Well, let's continue with the video. That right there paused y'all. I saw y'all facial expressions. All right, here we go.
Now, can you get a lawyer to sue him? That's going to be based on whether or not a lawyer feels like there's a good faith claim. But if you got that Oberfield Hodges case, and you couple that with the fact that you got this case out of Michigan, and I posted this up too, O'Shea, if you can allow it, because I want the people to see the language. This is what the court said in that November 2015 case. This court stated that given its recognition that a person who is not the biological father of a child may be considered a parent against his will, which means even if you fuss and fight, that ain't not my child. That's not my child. I don't want to be the parent. It's not that he even volunteered to say, I'm the daddy, call me daddy, No, not like the case in Stankovic case. They're referring to another case that happened back in 1996. Against this will, they made this guy be the dad. Consequently, they burden him with the responsibility of paying child support. Such a person being treated as a parent may also seek rights of custody or parenting. So basically they're saying, before, we can make somebody be the father against their will. That wasn't a problem. And we would burden them with child support, but it was kind of up in the air whether or not we would give this non-biological parent permission to spend time with this child. But now, since the equitable parent doctrine has been strengthened by the Oberfield Hodges case out of the Supreme Court of the United States, we'll go ahead and let them have parenting time too. So what does this mean for the average brother who's hanging out with a single mom? What it means is, if she can get someone to write a letter or someone to come testify that, he took my child to school, he picked my child up from school, he paid for my child's clothing, he took my child to the doctor, he babysat, he took my child to a babysitter, to a baseball game, football game. He overall spent his time with my child, and heaven forbid they call you daddy or stepdad, right? So now what have you done? You've basically given them enough facts to at least allege that you've taken on the fatherly role. So when you break up with your ex-girlfriend and you say, I'm done with you, you cheated on me, you broke the windows out of my car, I'm through with you, she can then go find a family law lawyer, present to him that fact pattern, and then what? And then you get sued because the lawyer says, well, I have a good faith belief this child, under the equitable parent doctrine, there's a good faith belief, there's a good claim here. Like maybe I'll lose, maybe I'll win. But guess what? Even defending that is going to cost you money. You're going to have to retain a lawyer to fight against that. That may be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, and it goes up on an appeal. It can be astronomical. So you got to fight with a woman who you know and they know and everybody knows you haven't had a child with. You may not even have had a sexual relationship with the woman. That's how expansive this can go. So what I'm trying to warn you guys is this is the potential that's out there. I'm not saying it'll happen today. I'm not saying it'll happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen at some point. Somebody is going to be the test case, because here's what the government is looking at. The government is saying marriages rates are going down. We need somebody to take the out of wedlock birth rate is going up. We need somebody to help take care of these kids, because otherwise we're on the hook for taking care of these kids. We got to pay for medical. We got to pay for welfare. We got to do that. So why not get the closest man available to help pay for those kids? So if a woman can get you on the hook, man, she will. And I just thought it was interesting, man. And that's why I brought it up. And if you don't think women are thinking about that, refer back to that post that I put up from 10 years ago.
Let me ask you, you make a good point, because you talked about the Stankovich case that was in Michigan, and then the
Overfield case out of the Supreme Court of the United States, right?
Right, and then the post you talked about the babysitter. Now, somebody might come in and say, well, Counselor Sperling.
Let's stop right there. Did you hear what the man said? You don't even have to go into the vagina to get screwed over. You can simply be her friend. You can simply go over and say, let's go I want to take your son to the monster truck rally. I want to take your son to a NASCAR race. I want to introduce your son to things outside the box that will make him a productive citizen in the world and a better man because of it. And that woman can get pissed off at you and go and sue you. And you'll be out of you already said $8,000 is just a start. If you have to appeal, he said the number of the $8,000 ain't nothing. The number that you would have to pay to appeal is astronomical, meaning that's going to be upwards of 15, 20 grand for you to fight the court system to let them know this is not my child. I should not be financially responsible for this child. What you say about that, Takey? Talk to me.
But Anissa just was saying that it's not, it's going to be for a period of time, right? Like the man had to know the child for a period of time. But what Dennis is saying, it doesn't sound like that. No. It just sounds like long as she has some proof that you were around the child, okay, that she can do something about that. And I'm going to share something with you. I'm about to play devil's advocate right now.
Okay.
What if this goes left though? The left of meaning like this man say, I done exhausted all my efforts. I have tried, and he start doing some devious nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like he just do deletion. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it can happen like this. He could delete the child and the mama. You know what I'm saying? And because y'all forced this child on him. Yeah, they said that he could do it without, like, it doesn't matter if he says it's not his. They can force the child on him. And you know, some of these young men ain't wrapped too tight. Y'all know that. Some of these young men ain't wrapped too tight. And just like Charleston White just was saying a couple days ago, is that these young men have their mother logic. And it's true. They have female logic. because we are so emotional. We don't think about the consequences until after we have done it. So now he go and think that this will end everything, and then boom, a whole, you know what I'm saying? A whole nonsense just flip out where he doing life in prison. You know what I'm saying? I think that women got to really think about this before you try to clamp down on some man who just wanted to help you. You better make sure you think it through, or you going to wind up, it might go left. And I feel so bad to say that, but we talk in reality here. This thing could go left, all because, and this is the thing that hurts the most as well. The woman could have cheated on him, and he could have said, I don't want to be with her no more.
Exactly.
Okay. And then he go ahead and he leave her. And for her to try to pay him back, she gonna go and say, well, he was around my kid and this and that. And then that could go left too as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You gotta think about these things. Some of these young men, they not wrapped too tight. They not wrapped too tight. Some of these young men not. And some of them are good men, and they don't deserve this type of foolery. And I'm gonna share something with you. The ones who are out of order, they don't deserve it either. Because if I was not the one having a good time with you, I should not be the one to have to take care of that baby. That's not fair.
Right.
That's my take on
it. Lost in translation.
You know what? I'm enjoying the chat, man, because I think some of the ladies are missing the point. They were saying that you should, not have sex before you get married. Oh, that's good, but what if somebody else does? And now your son is on the hook. You see what I'm saying? Just think about it. My son is the one who's not having sex before marriage, but if he decides he wants to take on somebody else's, responsibility, he's going to be on the hook. So where do we draw the line? Do we draw the line on the first guy, or do we punish the second guy? You see what I'm saying? So it's a disingenuous conversation, because at the end of the day, who has permission to let him in? You see what I'm saying? It's like I told Take Heed the other day. I don't understand why this government tiptoes around the feelings of women when the responsibility for your own body lies with the women. Ain't that what they say? My body, my choice. Well, in this case, it should be my body, my responsibility.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? That's what it really should be. But nobody wants to talk about that. To me, it just seems like it's passive aggressive. You see what I'm saying? Instead of addressing the people who has the problem, you're going to pass this passive aggressive law that says, hey, look, ladies, I know you made a mistake, but here's the fix. If you got a little male friend, then, you ain't even got to be with him, whatever. Just let them be around your kids. And then next thing you know, got him on the hook for child support. Now, how fair is that to that man?
Oh, man. Not fair at all.
How fair is that to him, man? Because all you did was look out to try to help somebody. And that's how we treat people who we help. That's a dangerous precedence to set in the world. You see what I'm saying? It'll be the same way if you went to a restaurant and you see somebody choking on something, instead of giving them the Heimlich to get whatever it is, that no, man, that's all right. If I crack your ribs, man, I'm going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Involuntary manslaughter or something like that. If you look at the laws like this, that's like the reverse, Good Samaritan law. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You on the hook and you tried to help. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be in a world, man, where good people are the go punished, and the people who are responsible get to go scot-free. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like that.
I don't either.
And for people to not address it and to just put it on men instead of just saying, hey, women, you knew that man was not your husband. Why did you lay down with him? Let's be real about this for a minute. Full well y'all weren't married when you laid down. You didn't walk down the aisle. So why do that? But the problem is we don't like to put in the work. We don't like to put in the work to fix ourselves. We don't like to put in the work to get to know people. And we just out here just doing willy-nilly. And as a result, we got idiots in office creating savage, destructive laws like this that really never address the problem itself. It's really disingenuous. I'm trying to figure out exactly who are these people who pass these laws And I want to know who the people voted for. And I want to have a conversation with us. And what were you thinking? Did you think this through all the way to the end? Because it's a bad situation. It's not going to turn out good for kids or women. You know what I'm saying? All it's going to do is teach men to just walk away.
You know what, lost in translation? Remember we talked about in Texas, right? This is where I am, in Texas. And in Texas, child support is used to pay the retirement fund for government officials of Texas.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Imagine how the money would double or quadruple if men who were not the child's father were stuck with payments as child support as well. So if, say for instance, 8 out of 10 women double dip, how much more money will go into the retirement fund?
Oh man, massive amounts.
Atlanta, Georgia had $1 billion. Watch this. In 2021, they had $1 billion worth of child support fees paid to the state. Where is that money going? It ain't going to the parents, because some of those women are still on government assistance. And you know what I found out? Lost in translation, I don't want to derail this train. I'm going to put it back on the track in a second. I found out even at Walmart, when you get to Walmart, they ask you, are you on any type of government assistance? They pay you the minimum amount that you can make that will continue to keep you on food stamps and housing. They're not required, no matter how hard you work, they're not required to give you any type of upgrades to your job. They're not required to give you a raise. They're not required to put you in management. They're not required to do any of that, because they can keep because everybody knows Walmart is damn near a government entity. And so now Walmart and the government have teamed up and say, you know what? Let's keep them down. We have another way to do it. So let's keep them at Walmart, pay them a minimum amount of money. When they get paid and they need deodorant and shampoo, they come right back to Walmart and give us our money back. Y'all give them a few food stamps. They're going to bring those food stamps to Walmart, and y'all going to get your food stamps back.
Get on Medicare.
Medicare. Come on. This is an agenda of great proportions, my brother. It is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm telling you what's going to happen. Take heed was on to something. What's going to happen is a lot of these boys going to snap. A lot of these boys going to snap. It's going to get real ugly. And you're going to see a lot of news. We're here live where 21-year-old Darion walked into his home and I'm telling you, it's going to get bad. All right. Catalia, I don't know how to pronounce. I don't want to butcher your name. I'm gonna call you C Baby. C Baby said, "That's correct, BMU. Walmart, you'll never lose your SNAP benefits." Oh, I'm telling you. Matter of fact, they had a documentary. Netflix removed it because I guess they signed a petition. There's 2 petitions that were signed to remove things that benefit people. Right? They had a documentary talking about Walmart in this situation on Netflix. They removed it. Then Beyonce's mother released a documentary about Black men, showing that all the things that the stereotypes about Black men were debunked. She debunked all of them. It was on TV for a month. Over 1 million women signed for the network to take it down. You can't find it nowhere. You can't buy it on Amazon. You can't go watch it on nothing. Because they said, what about the men who great women? What about the men who are abusive to our women? She said, no. She debunked the prison rate. She debunked Black men are not smart. She debunked the fact that Black men are educated and going to college, that Black men do and are with their children and do spend time with their children. And she had the CDC, people from the CDC doing interviews. People who were experts. And guess what? Black women signed a documentation and signed that list to have it removed, and it was removed expeditiously. It was moved very fast. Right now, you try to go find it, you can't find it anywhere.
It's bad for business. You know, it goes against the narrative, sugar and spice and everything nice.
Nice. Yes, sir.
You know.
All right.
So wait, you know what? I just want to say this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Anytime you need anything done in the United States, all you have to do is get a bunch of sisters behind it. I don't care what it is. If it fits them and it gets a little bit, it's something to benefit them, baby, it's a problem. That's why you saw how hard it is to get a lot of these women who are toxic on social media. You never see their channel come down. Look how long it took them to take down Cynthia G. Look how long. All those years she was up here preaching all that hatred, rhetoric all over social media. And it took them forever. It took another woman to take her down. Can you imagine all the men who wrote in to them and told them about what she did and how she said melanated boys should be, deleted. If you're pregnant with a melanated boy, they should, you know what I'm saying? All that evil nonsense. They didn't decide to take her down. It took another woman to take her down. That should show you where the United States is. That should just show you that the United States is it's a woman. It's a woman. Chris Rock said she got what he say? He said she on some a Cadillac with big breasts and big butt and the hair weave and all this nonsense, sitting on 20s. I remember he said that in a joke a long time ago. And it's true. It don't make no sense. But anytime you want something done, all you need is a melanated sister behind it, and it will get passed. Because why? We vote all this nonsense in. We vote all this nonsense in that happens in the United States. And that's why they always rally behind us. And I'm going to share something with you. This election that's going to come now, I don't care what nobody say, hell or high water. Black women will not win this one. This thing will go left. It will go left. Even my husband told me, he was like, I'm not rocking with you. I'm not going with you. I don't care what you say. I don't even want to go out. That's how I feel. I'm like, I don't even want to go vote. It feels bad like that. Because I listen, no matter what y'all say about Trump, it wasn't like what it is now. That's my take on it.
And you know what, Takey, before I start the video, I agree with you 1,000%. I think that Biden right now is a zombie. He doesn't know his birthday. He doesn't know. He talks like his son is still alive. He is really in bad shape, and I cannot see for the people. Some people that want to vote for him will not vote for him because of his health. You can look at this man and tell this man is deteriorating every day. Every day he looks like he's just falling apart. But anyway, I want to go to the chat real quick because you guys are here tonight in the chat, and I don't want to ignore some of the things that I'm seeing here. Lady D is very active in this chat tonight. Thank you, Lady D, for being here. She said, welfare ain't enough to cover our weed. Get the fuck out of here. Randy says, so basically we be a low life the rest of your life just to get public assistance and child support from a man that is not the father. Shaking my fucking head. Randy, you are correct. Lady D says, that's because Walmart has went to part-timers. She's absolutely correct. I think 70% of the employees right now are working part-time. That's just
they save money because they don't have to pay for their benefits. So that's the reason why they send them to get Medicaid, so they don't have to pay the insurance.
Lady D also said light-skinned women cannot represent the black woman because they treat them better. Right? My grandmother used to call it passing. She said all the yellow-skinned women back in the day could pass as white women and enjoy all the things of white people. There was a documentary on it called Passing on Hulu, I think it is.
I remember that.
My grandmother was a part of that one.
Yeah. Blaze says those companies don't give a damn about you. You're simply a disposable worker bee. You can never be late, never miss a day, be the best of the best, and you'll still only get the crumbs of leftovers. You know what, Blaze? It reminds me of something my grandfather said. My grandfather said they'll never pay you enough to be their neighbors. All right. Lady D, she said, you black bitches should raise better sons. We don't even have men to marry. Ooh, I'm gonna take heed right now. That's nasty.
She cooking down there. Yeah. She got the saucing down there.
Oh my God. Take heed didn't even have a lynching answer. Oh yeah, okay. Facts, black man. Okay, thank you guys for being in the chat. I was looking to see if we had any other things come out of there. Beautifully Animated says, wow, so dirty. Black Men Unfiltered Network, the greed of it all, because these people aren't broke. Mm-hmm. All right, 100% correct about idiots being in office, and that's actually being nice about it. Mm-hmm. Y'all keep those comments coming, and we'll read them as they come. We're gonna get back to the video. Here we go.
This is a case that happened in Michigan,
right?
I mean, come on, man. I'm in South Carolina. I'm in Tennessee, right. And this is just an anomaly. Mm-hmm. You know, that happened in Michigan, but what does that got to do with Tennessee? What does that got to do with Virginia? What would you say to somebody who asks that?
I would say that a lawyer like myself who practices law in Texas, Louisiana, Illinois, and New York, licensed to practice in state court, would be aware of those cases. And the only question is whether or not he had a good faith basis to make those allegations. And since the equitable parent doctrine has been strengthened, and this Stankley case based it on the Oberville-Hodges case, which is a United States Supreme Court case, there's a good faith basis for them to make those allegations. In other words, what they can do is they could say, look, Your Honor, the Supreme Court has strengthened the Supreme Court of the United States, which governs all of our cases here in the United States, in state court, federal court. That's the supreme authority. They have strengthened the equitable parent doctrine. And so, matter of fact, I'll have you take a look at this Stankley case, which is out of Michigan, and it's not binding authority in the state of Kentucky. But look at the rationale that they follow, and the rationale is sound, and we need to impose that here. It's in the best interest of the child to make sure that the person who took on that fatherly role for the past 2.5, 3, 4, 5 years maintains that role, because it's in the best interest. They took the role, so now they can't up and abandon it. They can maybe break up in the relationship with the mother, but not the child, Judge. And you'll get a judge. I'm telling you guys, there's a judge out there.
Oh yeah.
That will say, well, this case, we're not going to dismiss it on summary judgment. We're going to let it go to trial. Everybody deserves their day in court. Mm-hmm. And you got to pay for that. And heaven forbid you say, I'm out of money. And your lawyer says, well, you know, maybe you can settle. And then you end up paying child support for a child that's not yours. Or you go to a jury trial, you get a judgment, and it's either favorable or unfavorable, and it gets appealed. So now you're caught up in a situation where you're paying money. Imagine spending 7 years in your 20s or 30s while you're trying to build yourself up. Mm-hmm. And your money is going to pay for some case for child support for a kid that's not yours. Imagine how much of a drain that will be on you. Mm-hmm. You see? And that's why I'm just telling you, young men, older men, every man, just be aware. And here's the thing, they do it often in Canada. So it's not like it's foreign. Canada is where it's happening. Now, it'd be one thing if somebody said, well, that's up in Canada, that's not here. Then it's what the heck you talking about? Well, now it's landed in our backyard. You know, it's a quick ride from Michigan to Ohio, and you can make your way to the rest of the states from there. And trust me, if they're doing it in Michigan, California, New York, and some of these other democratic, more liberal, female-friendly states are going to take that mantle and go with it.
You know, Al Gree's popular filmmaker made a movie called Frustrated 2, the child support system, which talks about everything that you're talking about right now. You had guys on there that were not the father and were paying child support. Yeah. And they, you know, go ahead.
Well, there are different scenarios in which you can. 30% of men and look, let me tell you guys, don't call me about your child support issues, fella. I deal with car accidents, 18-wheelers, slip and fall. Don't you call me. You better not call my office asking me for help. I'm doing this as almost like a public service announcement. This is basic family law. Any family law lawyer can kind of talk to you about the equitable parent doctrine. Now, can they tell you what's going to happen? Can they tell you will never get sued for a child support to pay child's not yours? They can't do it. But back to what I was saying before, 30% of men in the UK are paying for children that aren't theirs. And I would have
to say it again.
30% of men, and there was a study that came out that said 30% of men are paying for children that aren't theirs biologically. And some know and some don't know. In this situation here in the United States, there are different scenarios where you can end up paying for a child that's not biologically yours already. There was a case out of Texas where a man, I I believe he was in jail at the time. Well, actually, here's how it went. He was paying for a child. Money was coming out of his check every month. So the woman had said, this child is yours. They began to garnish his check. It was like $20, $30. He barely noticed it. And so the time period to fight against that had elapsed. I believe it was 2 years at the time. But nevertheless, he let 15, 20 years go by and he stopped paying it because he got a new job or whatever, and they couldn't find him. And so by the time she caught back up with him again, he was $60,000 in arrears. This child wasn't his child, period. DNA evidence had proved it. So that's once, but he still was forced to pay under the current state of the law. So this is not something that's that uncommon. People have to pay. People are sometimes forced to pay for children that aren't theirs.
Lord have mercy. So basically I'm trying to get through this, y'all. The man just said, if y'all correct me, take heed and loss if I'm wrong. The man just said 30% of men. We've been talking about this, and people say we've been lying. Now we have Mr. Sperling here, who is saying, a lawyer who is saying the same thing, Lost, we've been preaching for months. Me, you, take heed, JT, all of us, we've been preaching it for months. People have not listened to us. And now a lawyer who studies law, who knows about this, is saying the same thing. 30% of men are paying for children who are not theirs in the United States of America. He says some men knowing and some of them do not know. And I guarantee you the number of daddies that don't know is larger than the ones that do.
Yeah, because they love to say 30% of the men that was tested,
Right.
Yeah, that's what they love to throw out there. So that's why I like having these conversations with y'all, because it's one thing to have a conversation. There's another thing to be splitting hairs all night long. I don't like that.
Right.
I don't. I really don't, because it's disingenuous. You're not acknowledging the facts. And it doesn't move the conversation forward. That is a lot. That's like every 3 kids that ain't your daddy.
Yep.
And that's the reason why in Tennessee they passed that law, right to know. A child has a right to know who their father is. I'm glad they used the bill that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's to the benefit of the child. You should know, because think about it, medical reasons, for all kind of reasons. You should know.
I was just take heed, because I want to give you some fuel for that fire you about to burn. There's a pastor that I know. I'm not going to say his name. I love him to death. This pastor just told me that his mom, I know all his brothers and sisters, and he's older than me. He's in his 50s. His mom has 4 boys and 3 girls. They're very close to their mom. The mom was married to the daddy, right? The family just found out that a couple of the sons in the family does not belong to their daddy. A couple of, and the reason they found out is because one of the sons decided to get a DNA test because he was hearing rumors in the streets that his mama was for the streets. He got the DNA test, and all of the other boys got DNA tests. Out of the 4 boys, 2 of the boys does not belong to their father, who she's still married to for over 40 years. Now, this is a very religious family. Father is a preacher. She's a first lady. His sons took the mantle as well. Their sons are pastors, and they have wives. So that means the first lady was out getting that meat while her husband was out preaching the word. She was in there with Deacon Johnson getting knocked down. Now, he said he asked her mama, who is he said the brother don't even want to talk to her. He's so just disgusted. But the pastor that I'm talking about, he said, Mama, will you please tell my 2 brothers who their daddy is? She said, all I'm gonna say, watch this. Take heed. I hope you got your seatbelt on. All I'm gonna say is that there was a bad time in my life. Well, take heed. Those two boys also have different fathers. So now the family is torn apart. The children don't want to talk to mama. The boys that's real close to mama defending mama against the other children. A family that was a whole is now broken apart because mama didn't know how to keep her legs closed. For 30 years, this man thought that man is his father, and that man is not his father. Go ahead, take heed. You can burn the house down now.
So the thing that hurts me, and oh my goodness, I gotta chime in on this real quick before I start my roast. Blaze put in the chat that New Jersey. Listen, Blaze, Jersey ain't down for that foolery. Jersey, we don't do foolery down here. No. Jersey, you gotta get that DNA first. Jersey, like, no. DNA gotta be done first, unless you married. If you married, that's different. But if you not married, baby, before Jersey start collecting that child support, DNA gotta be done. And even if she don't want it, I don't want it. Jersey gonna say, well, you ain't getting no welfare. You ain't getting no welfare. You gotta come up here and prove that baby is his baby.
Man.
And that's how we do down here. Thank God for Jersey. We do not do nonsense like that. Now we do other nonsense, but we don't do nonsense like that.
I know that's right.
And now to the whole situation about baby mamas. Okay, back in the day, grandma and mama and all them doing that hoism. Okay, shout out to Kosha doing that hoism.
Yeah.
Okay, sitting in the front of the church with the fan like they ain't never done nothing. You know, I'm gonna share something with you personally. I used to always wonder how my auntie. I remember my auntie one time they got in an argument with my mama, and she was like, "That's why so and so ain't claimed your baby when she first was born." And I was like, "Wait a minute, I'm not." What's she talking about? It must be me. So I'm listening to the conversation, and my mama said, "Well, that's, you know, he's still the daddy. He's still the daddy." So my auntie said, "But you was fucking two men that look alike, brown skin that look alike. So how you know he the dad?"
Lord have mercy.
And then my mama was like, "I know who my baby daddy is." And I said, "That's why my father said I was not his, because of this nonsense." So now when you look at the situation, and my father knew the truth, but bless his mother came down to the hospital, came to see me, said she belonged to us. But if my grandmother knew my mama was out there tricking, would she have said she belonged to us? You know, people always ask me, will you go and do a DNA which you know, find out if that's really your father? I said, hell no, I'm too old. And that don't make no sense. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna try. Who am I gonna go blame? This is the only man that I have known all my life. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to walk into somebody else's life talking about I'm really your daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. The man that raised me, my weekend daddy, I can't even get mad with him for being a weekend daddy, because my mama was fucking somebody who had a family. So who can you really get mad with? You know?
Right.
But it's true. It's so sad. And I'm gonna share something with you. Us mothers, we don't know how we hurt these children. We do not know how we hurt these children when we trying to look for that dick. We don't know how we hurt these children. We don't know. We too busy trying to swing from the chandelier. Shout out to Sir Hill Speaks. We too busy trying to swing from the chandelier and not worried about the consequences. Can you imagine? And they still doing it today, where you would sit up there and let some man skeet all in you, and turn around and blame the men. Just like I said today, do you let the OBGYN doctor go in you with his hands not clean or any gloves on? And if somebody get up there and say, I do, use a damn lie.
Damn lie.
But you will let some man that you just met in the club blow up your spot, skeet all through you, and you just met him. That tell me right there you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. I'm done.
Lord have mercy. Losh, you want to say something before I hit this play button?
You know what? The media plays just a bad a role as some of these women in these situations. You know what I mean? They paint men in these bad lights as if they're abusers, when in this case, guys are pretty much trying to help out in the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. They don't write songs about mama being a Rolling Stone. You know what I'm saying? They always write them about Papa was a Rolling Stone. You know what I'm saying? Every time you look up, it was the 3rd of September. The day I'll always remember. Yes, I will.
Because what?
Because that was the day that my daddy died. You know what I'm saying?
He said, what he said? He said,
oh, I never got a chance to meet him. Never heard nothing but bad things about him. Mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth.
And the same woman you depending on, baby, she was fucking everybody. Come on. We need to start breaking these songs down.
Think about it.
Rolling Stone, wherever he laid his hat was his home. But before he died, all his kids knew they daddy, that wasn't their daddy, and they was left alone. We need to rewrite these songs.
Exactly.
Your mama was a hoe, yes, she was.
Yeah.
That cat from the free throw line. And every man smelled that pussy hitting her from behind. We need to do some different songs. We need to make up something different. Them bars. I know y'all about to write that down.
They're gonna come back and have another hit from Good Enough Records.
Good Enough Records, man, another hit. I don't understand it, brother. Somebody need to help me. Help me understand how. You know what I said today, Lost in Take Heed? I told my wife this. I said, baby girl, you know how crazy it is that when you go ask a woman, how was your life with your daddy? Fuck him. That nigga ain't shit to me. But when you find out your mama a hoe, she did her best. She did the best she could do.
She was only doing what she knew how to do.
She did her best for us to survive. I don't care what mama did with her pussy. I care that mama had us something to eat. And they don't know that what her mama did with her pussy is a part of your trauma, because the man that your mama put you on as your daddy may not be your daddy. I remember I had an ex. Come here, I'm going to tell this tonight. I had an ex that her whole life, her mama told your daddy ain't shit. He don't come see you. He don't take care of you. He don't want nothing. He don't want nothing to do with you. And I told her, I said, well, baby, you know where your daddy lives? She said, yeah. I said, let's go see him. Get his side of the story. Stop listening to your mama. She said, okay. Take heed and Law, she sat down with that man, and I sat there and listened. That girl sat there and cried like a baby. She sat down with that man, and that man said, I used to come over to the house. He said, when me and your mother were dating, I'm gonna start that when we started dating, and I asked her to marry me. She kept refusing to marry me, and he said, out of the result of us being together, you were born. He said, after you were born, your mother became very insecure. He said, I would come in from work 20 minutes late. She would hit me with pans, brooms, throw things at me, try to stab me. He said one time she poured hot grease on me. He said he pulled his shirt up and showed her the burn on his back. He said, I came to bring you money. She would come out and meet me in the yard when you were just a baby and tell me to get the fuck off my property before I call the police. He said, over time, I tried. My family knows, everybody knows I tried, and I just stopped. And he said the result of that is she told you that I wasn't shit. She told you I wasn't there for you. He said, I wanted to be, but your mama told me no. And that girl whole life, she's been hating her daddy. Every time you ask about her daddy, he'll fuck him. But your mama was for them streets. And I don't understand. Take heed. Maybe you can help me. Lost, maybe you can help me understand. Why when daddy do something, he's a bitch nigga, fuck him. he ain't shit. But when they found out mama been spreading them legs and half the kids she pushed out wasn't for their daddy, mama did the best she could do. She just made a few bad decisions, but we made it.
But it's always like that. It's always like that. Mama is the angel and daddy is the demon.
Yes.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
Because even me growing up, all the horror stories they used to tell me about my father. And I remember one day I made this man cry in his house. I made this man cry. I was like 12 years old. And I said to him, you ain't never done nothing for me. All you did was snort dope and that's it. That's what I told him. And my father looked at me. He said, I was a clean junkie. That's one thing I love about my daddy. He owned his shit. He said, I was a clean junkie. I worked. I took care of your ass. I tell you, this man ran down every Christmas gift that he has given me since I was born. And when he did that, I cried. And I looked at him. I said, I didn't know you did that. They told me that somebody else did it, that she bought it, and this and that. He said, I bought it, damn it. He said, I bought it. He said, your mama wasn't even my woman. I messed with your mama a couple of times. She wasn't even my woman. I had my own family to take care of. And then she came out with you talking about I'm the daddy. And your mama was messing with somebody else on me.
My God.
How I'm doing nonsense and then your mama doing nonsense too. And I looked at my father, I said, wow. And I went home. I told my mama, I said, oh, so all these years you've been lying to me. I'm 12, I'm talking like this. And she said, what you talking about? I said, so you mess with a man who looked like my daddy? And then you turn around and blame me on my daddy because he the one who worked for the city? See, women they will get the man who got the good job. That's the one. That's the one. I'm not going to blame it on Tyrone. That's the one. I'm going to get Kevin. Right. I'm going to get Kevin. I'm going to blame Kevin because Kevin got a good job. So I'm going to go and blame him. And I said, just like this, when I think about it, my grandmother saved her. My grandmother saved her because my grandmother sat up there and said she looks like us. But if my grandmother would have known my mama was messing with a man that's dark skinned, just like my daddy that she said I was, my grandmother would have thought twice, like, wait a minute, you know? It's so sad. And for this man to continue to raise me on his mama's word, he don't have no proof of DNA, but to continue to raise me and do the best he could and come get me on the weekends and know that somewhere down the line, I might not been his daughter. That's painful. That's painful. And I'm gonna share something with you. And this is my own life that I'm about to share with you.
Okay.
All these kids in this house got DNA tests. All these kids in this house got DNA tests. And my husband was like, I don't understand it. And I told him, I said, because I want you to know that these children are yours. And he looked at me. He said, I know you're not a woman like that. I said, I'm not. But I want us to have a DNA test on all these children. And he said, okay. Now, see, remember, my husband is a Nigerian. So there was reasons why we had to get the DNA. And then there was also a reason why I'm telling him I'm not offended by it.
Mm.
And he looks at me. See, I always toot my face up when a woman get offended. I'm like, why? Why are you offended by that? That doesn't make sense. So when I had to do mine, my husband said to me before we go to the courthouse, he said to me, You got anything to tell me? I said, I just want to let you know I want to go to lunch after this. That's it. I just want to let you know. And he said, okay. We get in there, and every one of them, 99.9, 99.9, 99.9, 99.9, just bringing it off. And the judge looking at us, and my husband look at me, and he just smile. His face just light up. Because ain't nothing like a man knowing that this is his baby. Like, even when they get the attitude, the man know, oh, he get that from me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like it. But it over here, not even over here, the whole world, baby, the whole world. These women get offended about getting a DNA test. You don't trust me? No, bitch, I don't trust you. Okay, your moves give me poise. But you know, men don't say that. They don't say that.
But they need to, though. They need to start.
Yeah, I would be saying that. Nah, bitch, your moves give me poise.
Did you hear what I said?
I'm done.
All right, I'm about to hit this play button. And let's finish it up.
Even if they know it's nothing. So that's no safety, that's no umbrella to hide under, O'Shea.
Well, let me ask you this, because obviously, you know, for a lot of the, you know, black men, and I hate to go here, but in our community, you know, obviously single parenthood is something that's on the rise. With a lot of African American men, you know, with a lot of sisters that are historically, black men have been known to be a little bit more tolerant of dating single moms, because a lot of our families were kind of unified, like the Brady Bunch. You know, he had kids, she had kids, we kind of got together and we kind of been like that. But what if it's a brother that, you know, you like African American women, you want to stay in the black community, like you're very involved in the black community as a professional, and you know, you want to date black women, but you know, obviously, there are some black women that have kids, right? And that's a problem for you. What knowing back on your life, you know, just in picking a mate, you know, what would you suggest to black men who, you know, because they'll say, well, not all single moms are like this, but they want to date and possibly stay in the black community. What would you suggest how they should go about it in trying to attract some woman that is, you know, that don't have kids and things like that?
Well, man, O'Shea, I don't give dating advice. You know, and that's one thing I don't do. I don't give relationship advice. But what I will say is watch your wallet, you know, because whatever future you have, whatever you're trying to build yourself up to be, will be seriously jeopardized by a monthly child support payment. What happens if you go back on you get it in arrears on your child support, right? You lose your license, driver's license. I know you're on your way to medical school, you lose your medical license, your law license, your trucking license, so you can't work. This is what, and you're paying, and this is because of child support that you're paying for a child that's not yours. But generally speaking, in the black community, I believe it's somewhere between 70 to 80% of children are born out of wedlock. And so in a situation like that, you kind of, you date at your own peril. You date a woman, you have a bad relationship, you break up, but you created a relationship with that child. She has that option, you know, and it's not well known at this point, but she will have that option. And the question is, do you want your future and your fortune and your destiny in the hands of someone else, especially an ex-girlfriend? It's already bad enough to have a wife, an ex-wife. Now you got imagine if all your ex-girlfriends who had
my goodness. I know where you're going. Go ahead and say that.
Got together and put you on child support for all these kids that aren't yours.
I didn't even think about that.
The children that you hadn't even, hell, it's not even about ex-girlfriends. What if the neighbor's kid, who you spent a lot of time with, developed a fatherly relationship with you? And so now you got the neighbor's kid who said, I miss him. And his mom says, there's nothing I can do about it. Can you come visit? Well, no, I can't. I moved out of town. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put you on child support because you maintained a fatherly relationship with my son for the 5 or 6 years you were our neighbor. You taught them how to cut grass. You see what I'm saying, man?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost to the point that it's gotten to the point that this regime of law has become ridiculous. And that's what happens when you have cases like Oberville and Hodges, and whatever you feel about same-sex marriage, it's a stretch, right? It's a stretch. It's a stretch in the law. You're allowing people from the same. See, marriage was originally created as a biblical principle. Yeah, you could get married to multiple women. You get all kind of stuff, but it was between a man and a woman, and typically the children were the responsibility of the father. And we could prove who the father was, or at least if he was born during the marriage, it's the child's father. But now we've kind of stretched that law into a no man's land. So who knows what's going to happen? You know, and this is what happens when you start getting into absurdities and unknown regions. These things happen. This is a glitch in the system that hasn't been corrected, and I would hate for any of you guys to be the ones to correct. Where does it stop is the question. Where does it stop? Is it going to stop with people who have been in relationships with folks? What about your next door neighbor? What about a kid you just spent a little bit of time? You taught them how to, take an engine out of a F-150, and now that's deemed the fatherly role. It's going to be a fact pattern. It's wide open, O'Shea. We don't know yet. I don't know. And any lawyer, I don't care how much family law any lawyer that says they know, oh, that's crazy. They don't know, because the first thing you learn in law school is that there are no definites. They're just arguments, and there are facts, and there are questions, and then the jury is going to determine. And nobody ever knows what the jury is going to do. So there you go.
Wow. Well, brother.
All right, that concludes the video. Take heed. Your thoughts, man. Talk to me.
That is crazy. That is crazy. You know, it breaks my heart when you see stuff like this, because a lot of children who don't have their father around, they're going to miss out on some amazing men that can groom them, help them grow, help them understand manhood. But they won't, because men will be scared. They'll be leery of doing this. You know what I'm saying? Messing with a baby mama. And the thing is that our community, now on Tuesday I said 75%, but actually the number is 80. 80% of us are baby mamas. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 80% of us are baby mamas. And some are good baby mamas. Some are ratchet. You stay away from them ratchet ones. Them ratchet ones are too much. But if this law applies in every state, if it turns and start applying in every state, men, I will tell you, this is from a sister to a brother. Get them passports ready. Get them passports ready, baby. They ain't doing that in other countries. Get them passport ready. Don't go to Canada, though. You know, go everywhere else. Don't go to Canada, though. Don't head there, because they just like us. Don't head over there. But go everywhere else. My brothers, hashtag passport bros, because it don't make no sense. It doesn't. That's too much now. They doing too much. They doing too much. And it's even sad about the part when, and I still have a problem about this one too. When you marry and you go out and do some nonsense on your husband, and he the father of that child. I still got some reservations about that. That's wrong. That's wrong. But you know, everything will always benefit the woman. It will always. That's the United States. It will always benefit the woman. And it's sad. It's sad, but I'm going to share something with you. The day is coming where every woman in Zaddy's land, shout out to Crimson Cure, every woman in Zaddy's land will regret that they do not have a covering. Those ones who do not have one, they will regret this nonsense. Because if anybody just look across the border, you have all these people coming in, and you don't have a covering in the household. And it's a group of them. You don't have a covering in the household. Who is helping you? Because y'all quick to say y'all got a peace be still in the house. Who is helping you though? Because two can take out more than that. Two can take out more. Okay. But when you got one, you got to watch yourself. You don't know where you're going. You don't know if you by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just going somewhere trying to get out your house and something happens. Yeah, I like to say you can do everything a man can do. We gonna see, because time gonna tell. Time gonna tell. Yeah, out here talking about you don't need no man and all this other stuff. You don't need none. Time will tell. They got a whole bunch of people coming into this United States. I'm done.
Lost in translation, man. Come on.
You know what, man? I'm from the camp of obedience is better than sacrifice.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why we have to wait until the wheels fall off of a particular situation before we actually do something about it. Man, I had to have this conversation the other day with a friend of mine. It was a heartfelt conversation because her man cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't understand why. And I said, from the outside looking in, I'm gonna tell you exactly why that happened. I said, if you look at your conversation, it was all about you. Yeah, you set that up. You never asked that man about him. You just made it easier for another woman to come in. And now you want to go to therapy. I said, save your money. Listen to what I'm telling you. Stop being selfish. You know what I'm saying? Stop watching the shade room and all this other foolishness. Get in a good Bible-believing church. Get under some older women who know what they're talking about, that's married, that's been married for a long time. Somebody who can pour into you. You see what I'm saying? Somebody who can pour into your well. So when it comes time for you to draw from your well, you have something of quality to give to a man. I said, if you get beat by what some other woman has, you don't have much. I said that cat you got is standard issue on all models. You see what I'm saying? My thing is this: what are you doing with yours? What else do you offer? That's just like getting the meat and 3. You just coming with the meat. What about the 3? Man cannot live by meat alone. What about the yams? What about the collard greens? What about the macaroni and cheese? What about the cornbread? So all you doing is showing up with the meatloaf. And that's it. Well, sister girl got the meatloaf and the cabbage and the fried okra and the corn. She got all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And now you mad because you understand why he left or he didn't give you what you wanted. I said, the problem is that society has made it easy for you to believe that you're perfect. I said, the only problem I have with him is he didn't have the courage enough to tell you that you were not enough for him. You weren't pouring into him as he needed. You see what I'm saying? And believe it or not, that is the real conversation that destroys families. You have people who are afraid to talk to each other. If your spouse has something that you need to tell them. Don't go around cheating or whatever. I don't believe in all that, because that's how people get STDs, which are on the rise. That's how people get babies on the side. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody didn't have courage enough to say, hey, I need more. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, you have people who are not classy enough to ask the question, what can I do for you? Those words are foreign. You see what I'm saying? My thing is this: when you're in a relationship and you learn how to pour into each other, you'll never run empty. The problem is we have too many people drawing from the rail and nobody putting anything in there. So that's the reason why we're out here looking dry and crusty and famished. That's the reason why these men out here looking thirsty, because they don't have any water at home. Ladies, Fix that. You know, we tired of the hot girl summers. You know, we tired of the baby mama situations. You know what I mean? To be honest, men are not proud of that. You know, we as a matter of fact, I think low-key men are ashamed of what our women have become. They can look across the pond and look at all these other people's women and say, hey, look, these men are proud of their women. But we come home, we look at our situation, we like, man, we can't even say nothing. Because if we do, they're going to be hemming and hawing. But at the end of the day, the person who tells you the truth is the person who loves you the most. And the problem is y'all always think correction is an attack. No, it's not. God chastises the child he loves. You see what I'm saying? If you was in church for real listening, instead of just paying attention to praise and worship, you would understand that word is for real. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem. You don't have a relationship where it needs to be. You need to fortify your house. You see what I'm saying? A good woman builds her house with her hands, you know, but a terrible woman tears it down with her tongue. We're going to have to change how we talk to men, ladies. I'm being honest with you. Because think about it. These guys are risking a lot to even deal with you. You see what I'm saying? Most guys ain't going to have an opportunity to get a passport and go abroad. You know, this global game is not something that you want to play with. Do you know, black men unfiltered, and take heed? There are countries that will pay men to come to their country and marry their women, give them a place to stay and a monthly stipend to rebuild their country. Did you know that? Ladies, I assure you, Uncle Sam does not want to play that game. They don't want to play that game. Could you imagine if you got countries all over the world taking your ingenuity, taking your men? You see what I'm saying? The men that you grew, you know what I'm saying? The men who heard, bring me your tithe, your poor, you know what I'm saying? And bring them to me. Well, guess what? These countries are saying, bring me your best men. You see what I'm saying? And help us rebuild our country. You know, we'll help you along the way. We'll pay you, you know what I'm saying, to come rebuild our country. We got business that needs to be done. We got infrastructure to put in place. These people respect men. America does not respect men. It does not. It does not. And you know what? We're going to pay for that.
Yep.
Believe it or not, we're going to pay for that. But black man, I'm going to have to wrap that up because you know I'm part Baptist.
Yeah,
and I keep going.
But you know, no, I'm rocking with you though. I'm rocking with you because right here they're rocking with you in the chat too, right? See, baby says Hebrews 12:6, for whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So that's in the Bible. But before we move forward, I dropped the link, guys. If you want to come up here for the next 20 minutes left in the show before we shut it down. If you want to come up here in the next 20 minutes, you can do so. So we can be short and sweet and get out of here. So y'all can go confront your mothers about all that meat. But let's see. Yeah. So I want to do these super chats real quick while people come up. If you want to come up, it's pinned to the top of the chat. Let's see here. Who super chats? All right, there we go. Ty Shadow 1, $4.99 super chat. He said, "Okay, David Ruffin and Eddie Kendricks." I love it. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for the $4.99, brother. I appreciate you so much. All right, what we got next? Let's see. We got another one back there. Quincy, what's going on, man? He was a member for a very long time until they did that stuff to the channel, but he's a member again. So thank you so much, Quincy, for coming back to the channel and becoming a member, brother. I appreciate you. I hope you guys I changed the name of the membership names. And so you are steaming hot. I see that now. It came up here. Steaming hot. All right. So shout out to R Payne. All right. Let's see here. We got another one back there. That's it.
That's it for now.
All right. We also have Take Heed to the Message with the $5 Cash App. I appreciate you guys. You already know, since he already went Baptist.
I'm sorry, what?
Since he already went Baptist tonight, you know we got to go Baptist with him.
Come on, with him.
Come up during this right here. If you want to come up, go ahead and come up. We have 20 minutes left in the show, but let's go Baptist for all those who gave tonight. Here we go. right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. I thank you for being here. That was Bishop Goodjoint in the building tonight, celebrating who had gave tonight. Also, the wifey is in the building tonight. I see her in the chat. What's going on, sweetheart? Right. She said she liked that background. I know that's right. I put a lot of work into it. That ain't no digital background. It took me a week, but I got it
done. Live. That ain't Memorex.
Live in the living color. You know what I'm talking about? But also, let's see who we got in the back here. Let's see here. We got beautifully animated in the building tonight. All right. Guys, listen, if you don't know this next guy I'm going to bring up, if you don't know him, let me introduce him to you. Black David is in the building tonight. I just want to put that out there and bring Black David in.
And you wonder why I want to move to Texas to harass your ass. You crazy.
That's fine, man. I just want everybody to know who you are. And before we get started, guys, there's a demo tape out. Good Enough Records. Black David is Jesus. Wake up, Black David. Black David.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
Trying to give you trigger. You try to give you trigger right now? Okay.
So what? I came prepared. I got you.
You got me. Oh, that's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, Eddie. So thank you guys for being here tonight. We'll be beautifully animated. Tell us what you thought about the show, and if you want to add something to the show, go ahead. And then we'll get back.
The show was great as always.
Thank you, ma'am.
And the thing about the United States is we couldn't pay nobody to come get the females over here.
It's bad. It's bad.
We couldn't pay.
I'm sorry, what?
It's worse than that right now, to be honest with you.
I'm just saying. And my mom she'd be watching them judge shows and stuff like that. Now she just got through, like before your show came on, she had just gotten through telling me about this guy who took his ex-girlfriend to court to get his money back because they were doing good together, right? They were having good dating process. So he let her and her son move in with him. And so I believe my mom said she was Muslim. So, they have their way of doing things. The man runs the house and all that stuff, right? And so he comes in one day and he sees the boy in the kitchen. The boy opens the refrigerator door, gets the carton of juice out, is looking the man dead in the face, opens his carton and drinks the juice. Now, I'm saying carton, not a cup, because the carton, we all know, is community juice. It's not personal. So why are you putting your lips on it, right? So he's like, young man, you get a glass, you pour your juice in that glass, and you drink it. We do not drink out of the carton. The mom overhears this and gives the man some lip service. I'm just like, now I'm hearing you all saying how they have this law for men to pay for kids that are not theirs. And yet these females don't want you saying shit to their boys, to their kids.
You right about that.
But you want my money, though. You want the money, though. Trifling. Just my word for them. Trash.
Right.
Trash. It's just, it was just, I was just dumbfounded, right? And then y'all come with this damn law. And the thing is, It's the government. It's not even these trifling females. It's the government, because the thing is, you can sue. You can legally sue anyone for any reason, right? It doesn't mean you're going to get the money, though. So it's really fully on the government. I'm with you all. Who said that this was okay?
The people that's going to benefit. The people that's going to benefit from it when they retire.
I want names, because we need to get their asses.
Yeah, because we got a guy here in Texas. Can't walk up a flight of stairs. Who's the governor? Who's making these decisions as well?
Well, he's got a whole leg and two in the grave.
Yeah. Our governor is taking people from the border and renting tour buses and having them driven to California and dropped off.
Flying them in on planes, trains, boats.
Wow.
However you can get here how you can. Ain't that how the song go?
Yep.
And yet we still got people on the streets, our own streets, that we need to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? We got kids on our own streets that we need to take care of. I just don't understand, but I'm gonna take a breather right now.
You're correct, Greg Abbott. You're absolutely correct. All right, Black David, what do you have, sir?
I'll write that down.
It was a masterclass episode. When you have that clip right there and there, I'm wondering, all the other Black YouTube platforms seeing this right now, would they continue with that BS? Because for one, to hear that all these they want to practice this. What I've been saying for long enough, this country do not care about the Black community. Neither political party care about the Black community. To be completely frank, because I'm a nerdy-ass person, but when I hear so much bullshit and I have to...
You're a what person? What'd you say?
I said, when I hear so much bullshit that been going on these platforms, I had to go back and
Did you hear what I said?
I had to read all what you say on these platforms, and I found out you're gaslighting, you are lying, you are forceful, or you're picking your evidence, you're not putting the whole thing out there. And let me know there's nothing here anymore. There's nothing. It's hearing this lawyer come on the platform or to do that, break it down, and put the actual information. This conversation has not been going on for months. It has been going on for more than a year. Let's be real. From the lead attorney, who's also a lawyer, talked about this thing before. And we were on multiple platforms. This platform, Lil Peep, many other out there. And yet we got I can't even call them a hyena no more. They are mutated hyenas. Let me say it again. They're not hyena no more. They are mutated hyena. They went to the next level. They're so dumbed down. They're so highly stupid. Claim to be educated with what? Bachelor with degrees? You stack up so much debt. Oh yeah, more Black women buy more houses. Yeah. How many houses have been fully paid off? No one answer that question. How many degrees that you got out there that the student was fully paid off? No one answered that question. And you see this going on. And now, I hate to say that this idea is unconstitutional, if I am correct.
Yeah.
But you got a huge hand of rotten chicken heads out there want this law to come to existence. Yes, I said it. Rotten chicken head. Either you're a rotten chicken head or you're a mutated hyena. Either one of the two. And you want to push this nonsense? Then yeah, you want to talk about F the passport, bro? Oh, Shay did a clip on how passport girls are going to Africa. It is. BMU, Lost in Trench, I know you're going to hate this. You know how they attack all the African American men? You need to have a stick figure, you need to have stick, you need to have all that, right? Tell me why they're going to Africa looking for the cheap ass man who barely have a house, who living out of a you're not gonna believe it, you living in a tent or in a container, wouldn't take a cheap ass African brother, all because he looked muscular and cute, but you can't do the same thing over here. No, let's make it make sense. I'm not snitching. I'm kicking the door down. You got these fake ass passport sisters going to the motherland, picking up these young broke ass dudes. Don't even have a rural house, either living off the tent or out of a container, and willing to go above and beyond for those type of dudes. But you couldn't do it over here.
Well, you know what? Accents make people sound rich. That used to be the thing back in the day, right?
Babs,
It was the accent.
Babs, don't get me started. Do not get me started.
Am I wrong?
You do not get me started. O'Shea blow this thing wide open, and even have the clip to show you. Accent my ass. Dude was living in a container with short arms, doing push-ups, showing off.
No, I saw that, but I'm saying that, you know, the thing is about foreigners, the accents were always attractive to Americans. And
So
with that, and you know, see, these females are dumb. Okay, you talking about the dumb ones, right? You have the accents that make these people sound attractive, and they link these sexy accents with money. The people, like you said, don't even actually have the funds. They just sound like it.
They be dating these French pookies. You know what I'm saying?
It's
you know that's hard to swallow right now when she's saying that. I'm like, I'm not having a brain fart moment. I'm like, you got to be effing kidding me.
You have an accent and bass in your voice.
Hey, Key, don't laugh, please. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, please. Don't. Because it doesn't make sense to me. My logic is the only thing I hear my logic right now is error.
I'm not trying to tell you anything that makes sense. I'm just telling you what it is.
So are you telling me my accent make people draw it wet? Like you trying to tell me?
Hey,
it's different.
It makes dicks hard and pussies wet. Like,
je m'appelle French Pookie. She'll make you wet.
Wow. another clip of
swing your hips.
Kiss.
Not gonna leave my brain right now. I'm gonna have nightmares.
French
right
Pookie.
Now. Let's do it.
We put the kiss here. And the pooty keys here like Pepe Le Pew.
No one really called out that Pepe Le Pew for being pervert because of the accent, man.
You already know it.
I watched that as a kid. Now I'm not thinking about it. I'm like
harassment.
I watched that as a little kid. Now I feel I had to reformat my brain not to remember that ever again. Now that I think about it, I'm like, what did I get myself into? I need to leave this country.
We got Pepe Le Pews all in the community. Y'all just don't be knowing it. They be wearing Gucci belts. And Jordans.
Oh my God.
And grills, you know what I'm saying?
After this.
I'm a PhD.
Oh God. After this show, I had to get them to become avid because this is madness right now. Literally madness. So if I leave this day, I gotta be careful what day I put myself into and not be attacked. Oh, say that one more time. I will blow down your forehead. And now that got me, I buy me a couple of blow dot with some poison dot and some sleeping pills on them. So in case they want to try that nonsense with me, put their ass to sleep and wiped out their brain so they don't remember who I look like. I gotta do that now.
Like they be hitting folks with blow darts.
I gotta do the African version of Men in Black.
Got another one.
I gotta do the African version of Men in Black and be like, Mom, wipe your brains out like you remember what I look like no more. Really?
Right?
Got to do all that now?
I forgot about that thing.
Yeah. I might have to do that going forward, though. Is that going to happen?
Oh,
Now,
my
if
goodness.
I invent that type of gadget and it's actually work, I'll make sure I make a killing. To
It's
every brother.
sad, though. It's sad
When you see
you
one
think
time
about
set
it.
you up, shoot the blow down first, erase the memory, you're good to go.
It's sad that you even have to think like that, though. Oh, those type of chicks gonna be attracted to me? Run away. Yeah.
No, but I saw that clip before and I had to rewatch it.
Mayday! Mayday, will you please land this motherfucker?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to a close tonight, the grass withers and the flowers fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. Thank you so much. I'm honeymoon happy and peacock proud to have had Lost in Translation on the show tonight, as well as Take Heed to the Message. Thank you so much for your perspectives. Thank you, CBN, for always coming through the I ain't gonna say that because somebody gonna say pause, but thank you for always coming in and helping out, man. Beautifully animated. Thank you for coming up and giving your perspective as well, man. I want to make sure everybody gets out a decent time because I know that Take Heed to the Message is gonna go throw that thing from the free throw line off the chandelier tonight for her husband. So I want to make sure we get her there in time enough to get up those stairs to get her husband together. All right, Black David, beautifully animated. Take Heed, Lost in Translation. Again, man, thank you so much. On Tuesday, we're going to go a little bit to the left on Tuesday. We're going to talk about on Tuesday. You ain't black if you don't vote Democrat. We're going to talk about that on Tuesday.
That would be two parts.
If you're not black,
you hit the ghetto.
If you don't vote Democrat. All right, we're going to talk about that. Me and Take Heed, we had a conversation, and Lost in Translation had a conversation that before the show even started about that. So we're going to definitely.
I think you're on crack if you think that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Shout out to Joe Biden.
Popeyes the KFC on deck Tuesday. What's happening, man?
I think they're injecting Joe Biden every day with adrenaline to keep him going. I think that he's just a walking casket. But anyway. Yeah. That's neither here nor there, guys. I thank you. I appreciate you. Also, before we leave, I got another Cash App here. Let me see. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. I got a $10 Cash App here from Dominique. Thank you, Dominique, for that $10 Cash App. Well, you already know what we got to do before we get out of here. One more time, and then we're going to hit that outro and be up out of here. Guys, thank you so much. We love you, and we am... Ladies and gentlemen, if I know that we're still here, but somebody in the building tonight, Real Bravado Network, he said to me, I like the way that preacher's dancing tonight. Run that shit back. So let me run that shit back for Real Bravado Network in the building tonight.
In the club, jumping up and down like it's payday. Party all night.
right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all who gave and who wanted to give. If you don't have anything to give, yes, you can give by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that share button, because guess what? That benefits the channel. So tell somebody to tell somebody that tells somebody that knows somebody about the Black Men Unfiltered Network. All right. Also, make sure you go over to Take Heed to the Message and subscribe and like and buy from her store, and go over there and support this beautiful woman of God, this woman who is a wife, who is a mother, who can teach you something. If you don't know nothing, she can teach you something. So go over there and support her Cash App, support her Instagram, support her Facebook, support her YouTube channel, support her family by giving to the channel, and support this woman as she continues to grow and blow up. I love Take Heed to the Message. Please go and support her. Last but not least, man, my brother Lost in Translation, the smooth voice. We call him Velvet Voice because when he speaks, everyone listens. So go over to Velvet Voice, Lost in Translation's channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, see what my brother is doing. Not only does he come over and contributes here on Tuesdays, he came over today, and he will be here on Friday for barbershop talk, right? Because on Friday, we're going to dig into the spirit of these men that are broken, who are broken, who have been broken by a lot of people. And so the name of Friday's barbershop show is Daddy, Where Were You? All right, we're going to talk about that on Friday. So get ready and get your popcorn ready. Go subscribe to Lost. Go subscribe to Take Heed, because it's going down on both of those channels, not just over here at Black Men Unfiltered Network. And also look out for Black David. Black David is selling goat milk. If you need high quality goat milk, make sure you go over and go to Black David. Black David has high quality goat milk. Black David said, listen, you don't have to go remote if you buy the milk from my goat. So go over to Black David and buy your goat milk. I also saw that he had giraffe vagina juice on sale. He says good for headaches, it's good for chest pain, and it's good for COVID. So make sure you go and buy you some of the vagina juice, giraffe vagina juice from Black David. All right. We love you guys so much. You guys have a good night, and go support Black David, and we out.
Hey, this burns me.
Hey, man. Did you hear when the boy popped his lips, man?
Yes.